Now, the whistleblowing website WikiLeaks is back online tonight with the latest leaked US diplomatic cables revealing serious criticisms of British operations in Afghanistan. But there's a continuing cat-and-mouse game as the French, as well as the American governments, try to close down its operations. The website's founder, Julian Assange, is also under intense scrutiny as the Swedish authorities expect to issue a new international arrest warrant against him over allegations of sexual assault, allegations he denies. Here's Samira Ahmed.
President Obama visiting US troops in Afghanistan today, but not President Karzai. The White House insisted it was because of high winds making air travel to the capital impossible. But just a day after WikiLeaks put out US diplomatic cables describing Karzai as weak and paranoid, the timing is at the very least interesting. Many US politicians now regard WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange not as a crusader for truth, but a reckless menace. And they're trying to change US law to be able to prosecute the Australian citizen.
In my opinion, what WikiLeaks has done amounts to espionage in a most serious form. It's probably the single greatest act and most terrible act of espionage against the United States in our history.
In the short term, as the Pentagon denies any involvement in cyber attacks, politicians are just trying to pressure companies to shut WikiLeaks down. At 3 a.m, the San Francisco-based internet hosting provider EveryDNS dropped WikiLeaks, making it impossible to find via its usual .org address. But 6 hours later, wikileaks.ch was up and running via a Swiss domain address hosted by the Swiss Pirate Party. Access has been routed via an internet protocol address in Sweden. And the site is thought to be directing browsers to an address in France, which is hosting WikiLeaks content. The site's founder, Julian Assange, believed to be in London, held a web chat for the Guardian newspaper, declaring defiantly, and some would say arrogantly, the Cablegate archive has been spread, along with significant material from the US and other countries, to over 100,000 people in encrypted form. If something happens to us, the key parts will be released automatically. History will win.
He may have had a new domain set up already, just in case he needed to move. He may have had something mirrored on another server so he could switch it over straight away. But otherwise, it's very easy to either buy another domain or switch to another domain within seconds. And if you need to move servers, it's just a matter of copying files. It can be done extremely quickly.
Tonight, WikiLeaks has arisen Legion-like, its raw address being spread via Twitter and Facebook. But it's through the courts here in Britain that Julian Assange is potentially facing his toughest battle.
So, this is the equivalent of opening the Stasi archives.
Thought to be in London, Channel 4 News understands that British police are waiting to receive a European arrest warrant over sex assault allegations reported in Sweden, allegations he strongly denies, and which his supporters claim are part of a smear campaign to bring him down.
Well, with me now, Mark Stevens, a media lawyer who represents the WikiLeaks founder, Julian Assange, and the immediate problem appears to be this new arrest warrant, which hasn't yet been approved by the British authorities, but could be within hours. Are you expecting him to be...
I mean, the last one took 10 days to come through. I expect if it comes more quickly than 10, then we're going to be getting special attention for Julian Assange.
And he'll cooperate, will he? He's not going to go into hiding or anything?
Well, he's not in hiding now. I mean, the police, the Swedish prosecutor know where he is. The rather bizarre thing about this...
The police here know where he is.
Police here know where he is. The police in Sweden know where he is. Security services know where he is. It's just bizarre. He has been asking to meet voluntarily this prosecutor since August. He stayed for 40 days in Stockholm. She declined to meet him. He got permission to leave Stockholm and to leave Sweden. When he got here, we asked again. She's not done anything, and it's all come out in the week of the cables. That's all a bit bizarre.
This sort of threat he issued today about the 100,000 files that are encrypted, when he said anything happens to me, does he mean legally as well? Does he include the legal process?
Well, I was in court today, so I don't know. I don't think that's what it's about. I think it's about whether you try and stop WikiLeaks through a form of censorship. I mean, the form of censorship that we're seeing is not a legal form of censorship. What we're seeing is bully boy tactics being used by states.
So if they do close down the website,
yeah, if they close the website,
those files are going to be released?
They're mirrored everywhere anyway, and, you know, all that's going to happen is that people will have them out much more easily.
Mark Stevens, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.